Hi, my name is Krishona Martinson, and I'm the Equine Extension Specialist at the University of Minnesota. Being prepared can help you stay safe and save you time, frustration, and money when you are faced with trailer issues on the road. In this video, we interview 3 horse owners who routinely haul their horses long distances. We've asked them to share what they keep in their toolbox to deal with trailer issues and other pieces of advice they have while hauling horses.
Hi, my name is Abby Schuft. I've owned and shown horses for over 30 years and have traveled mostly to the southern states with my horse trailer, as well as locally on a frequent basis.
Hi, I'm Sue Algren, and I have been hauling horses for quite a few years. I've had the opportunity in the last 6 years to be able to haul with a bigger trailer and to be able to go. I spend 3 to 4 months a year in Arizona and Texas over the winter months.
I'm Dustin Lindahl. We live in White Rock here. We breed and raise performance horses, and we seem to haul them all around the country.
So some important tools, physical tools that I keep in my toolbox is this sort of do-it-herself kit I've had since the 90s, and it has come in handy. It's basic tools, a hammer, some screwdrivers, crescent wrenches, things like that. And one of my horse friends actually gifted me this a few years ago, and it is really handy as a jack so that if I have a flat on the trailer specifically, and I can also use it as a wheel chock when I have the trailer parked. So this has become a staple in my manger storage, and this little toolkit, which you can buy on Amazon or Target or Walmart, pretty much anywhere, has really come in handy. And it used to always just stay in my show equipment, but now it just lives inside the trailer. An additional tool that's extremely important to have in your trailer is to make sure that you have a tire iron or a socket that will fit your trailer tires. The tire wrench that is in your tow vehicle likely will not fit the wheels of your horse trailer. So making sure that you have sockets or a tire wrench that will fit the trailer, as well as a functional set for your truck as well, are important tools.
Make sure that you have wrenches, screwdrivers, hammers. If you have room for a small sledgehammer in there, some cleanup rags, things like that. He has a whole kit of fuses and the tool that you use to check to see if you've got power coming to a source, lights and things. I have a full kit of duct tape, electrical tape, zip ties. Typical farmer, you know, if you can't fix it with duct tape or a zip tie, it probably doesn't need to be fixed. So all of those things I try to keep and just replace them as needed, but keep them with me all the time. That's the main thing in my toolbox. In my truck, I always make sure that I have an impact wrench. It makes any kind of repairs better. Easier to do, faster, and I've used them on my own trailer, and I've used them to help people. They're an investment. Keep them in your truck. It's worth it. So along with that, I also want to have a trailer aid. You know, something heavy that you can drive your trailer up on. Yes, you can have a jack, but if you've got a trailer load of horses, you want to be able to do this, because I do not want to unload horses on the side of the road. I've never had to do it. I can't even think of an instance when I would need to change a tire. Have an old-fashioned tire iron with you, but with an impact wrench you probably won't need it. I still have it with me. I also want to make sure that you have these safety things, because if you are on the road for a little while, these are required. Make sure that these markers and your trailer aid is either in the bed of your truck or like under your mangers, in a place that they're easy to get to. Also in my trailer is I keep a tote or you know, something like that full of blocks, because if you get your trailer aid and you're off the edge of the road and there's the shoulder is soft, you'll need to put a block under it to keep it so that you can get it raised up enough. And I would also have, I usually keep a tote with bungee cords and ratchet straps, depending upon what you're hauling. The other thing that I make sure I have several of, one in the truck and one in the trailer for sure, are fire extinguishers. Make sure you have them checked, and they're ready to go, and that they're convenient to get to. Those are the main things that I make sure are in my truck and trailer.
For my actual trailer, I like to bring a wide variety of stuff. Start with the basics. You want a floor jack, blocks of wood, log chain. Cordless tools are phenomenal. I mean, an impact, I bring a grinder with. I also bring a drill kit, drill bits, random sockets in there, a whole socket set. I like hammer. I like screwdrivers to bring with, tool, just pry bar, and even just your generic tools that you can adjust in case something that you have with doesn't fit. More fix-it kind of stuff I like to bring with. Black tape, I like to bring duct tape with. I also bring like hose clamps, zip ties, wire, splices for your wire, a good pair of gloves in case you're working on stuff and it's hot. Shop rags are good too. And I also like to bring a fuel filter for my truck. You never know where you get fuel, bad filter, and you're done. So
I try not to haul when I know the weather is going to be stormy, specifically in the wintertime. In the summertime, during our heavy show season, if we are going to be hauling to the southern states where we know heat is going to be a factor, we will try to travel overnight so that we are out of the sun. We have less sun beating on the trailer roof. There's cooler temperatures. As far as preparing the trailer, making sure there's proper ventilation, all of the windows are working, there are screens properly in place, making sure the roof vents are working properly. We can face them forward or face them back according to what our needs are and the current climate that we're traveling in.
If I'm doing back-to-back days of hauling, I have about a 9-hour limit, just to stay awake and to be alert enough to make good choices. When we haul in the wintertime, of course the living quarters will be winterized, so you have to sort of plan ahead because you won't be able to have water with you. It would freeze most of those places. If you're down south, if you are hauling in the heat and maybe going on a freeway or on a road that's 65, 70 miles an hour, I have been told to let some air out of the tires so that they're not at the full PSI that's recommended, because the heat will have the tires expand and that would cause blowouts.
bring like 10 gallons of water with in case you get broke down and it's hot out. Also hay. I mean, you can't have, an extra halter for the horses or two. Just never know what's going to happen on the road.
My number one piece of advice for horse folks preparing for a long haul is to make sure your truck has been serviced, including checking tire wear and tire pressure, oil changes, making sure all the fluids have been topped off, and you start with a full tank of fuel, and planning any fuel stops can be important. Sometimes we are in the middle of nowhere traveling, and that's the last place you want to be stranded because you've run out of fuel. And same thing with the trailer, making sure that the brakes are properly maintained, that your tires on the trailer are maintained, and that you do have a functional spare on hand, because Murphy's Law will tell you on a long trip you're going to blow a tire on a Sunday afternoon in the middle of nowhere. So you want to make sure that you do have a functional spare tire available.
As the world kind of changes, there's some things we really need to be aware of. I haul by myself a lot, so you really have to be aware of your surroundings. If I pull in for fuel, I am going to make sure that when I close my truck door, I lock it. My living quarters door is always locked when I'm going down the road. The main thing is I want to make sure that when I'm fueling on the other side of this vehicle that nobody is getting into my trailer and coming along for a ride. I pull up as close to the building as I can under the biggest light I can find, And I'm very, very aware when I take my dog out into the grass, I'm watching around me. My vehicle is locked, and I'm making sure that I am alone in that area and there's nobody else around. So that would be my main concern. When I stop, if I'm going to overnight, I choose places that are well lit, easy to get to. If it's a horse motel that's owned by an individual, that's my first choice. I've done some fairground things, and I just never like pulling onto an empty fairgrounds and unloading my horses into pens. I will pay more to know that I am in a place that is being watched by a private party. So safety for yourself, safety for your horses, and so being aware of your surroundings and make sure that all of your equipment is checked and double checked to make sure it's working well. Don't ever take off with something that's could be okay. Make sure it's completely okay when you leave.
Know your truck. Know your trailer. If you feel like your tires are getting worn out, replace them. Have a spare tire with, or two. Depends on how far you're going. Phone numbers don't hurt. If you know people across the country, save their numbers. If they're close to where you're going, it might help. They might know somebody that can help.
We hope you've enjoyed hearing from these horse owners about what they keep in their toolbox to deal with trailer issues and other pieces of advice related to hauling horses. Taking time to prepare can help set you up for success when solving issues on the road. We've summarized a list of items they've recommended to have on hand to deal with trailer issues while on the road. We thank them for sharing their time and expertise.